stay away. Stay very far away from Skull Island Rise of Kong. AG fans, GojiFan93 here. And, I really thought I could try it. I really did. There was a part of me that was not going to play the game because of all the bad press that was going on and what I saw online of gameplay footage and all that. I actually was already pretty much made up my mind saying that I was going to skip out on it. But then I thought, well, maybe I'll give it a shot for myself. So I ended up buying it on Steam, and I actually made the first episode of the Let's Play and actually uploaded it because it didn't go so bad, but I already was feeling that this game was going to be crap. But then as soon as I was recording episode 2 for the Let's Play, I already was feeling I was already getting feelings of frustration, boredom, just like complete not interested in the game at all. It is at the most mediocre type of game that it's like the worst type of mediocre. You know, like you can have some mediocre games that are at least somewhat enjoyable, but this is like mediocre, borderline, just plain bad game design, like completely. This game is stuck in like early 2000s 6th generation console gameplay, yet even worse. Like I played games that came out in the 6th generation of games, like the PS2 era and Xbox era, that were better than this. And I mean that's sad, you know. But I wanted to give it a shot. I really tried, and like literally an hour and a half into the game, I was like, no, I'm not even gonna do this. And the reason that I cut it so short was because I wanted to get my refund on Steam, because Steam allows refunds if you don't play the game for more than 2 hours. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm getting my refund. I don't want to waste any more time on it. It's a bad game, and you just have to look online to find out why. There are plenty of videos there. Like you go on Steam right now, this game is getting bombed. It's getting review bombed. There's all these people. Every single review is negative. I mean, there's a few that are positive, but I'm gonna be honest. I feel like those positive reviews are like trolls. I'm pretty sure they are. I really don't see any positives in this game. It's just not there. And to be honest, graphics, it's not really the negative for me. The graphics are fine. It ran fine for me on PC. Like the graphics were fine and the controls were okay. It's just the actual meat and potatoes of the game is where it's bad. The actual mechanics and the fighting and the gameplay itself. And when the gameplay is so bad, that's when I just don't have the time for it. Like I'm really at a stage in my life where I just can't waste time on games that annoy the crap out of me. Like I skip out on games that I just already can tell that I'm just not going to enjoy. And I should have known it. I should have known it with this game, but the fact that it was Kong and I was like, maybe there's a chance, but no, it really wasn't. The game is literally the most basic, bare bones, beat 'em up brawler game you could do. You run around this semi-open, I'm going to say very semi-open world map, and you literally just fight the same type of enemies over and over and over again. And there are these parts that I hate in these beat 'em up games. Like even in one of my favorite games of all time, God of War, the old God of War games, you'd have these parts in the game where you'd run into a room and the room would close you off and you'd have to fight wave after wave of opponents to then proceed. This game does that, but they do it in such a annoying way because the combat is so basic and boring. Kong literally only has like a light attack and a heavy attack. You spam the X button and he does 3 attacks. Like he does like a punch and then a slap or like a clap or whatever. And then he has his heavy attack, which is just one move. He does like the spin fist attack or whatever. I don't know. And he has a dash and he has like, you can jump and you can slam on the ground, but the abilities are locked through skill trees. And that's like such a poor excuse to give this game like quote unquote depth to the combat system by giving it a skill tree. I hate it when games force a skill tree in just to think that, well, it's going to make the game have more depth to it. No, it doesn't. It just shows that your game doesn't have a good combat system. So they throw in this skill tree system, but the problem is that the skill trees, the points to unlock new abilities are so expensive. Like the first one to unlock is 5 points, but after every encounter, oh, and by the way, when you're fighting the enemies in the open world area, you don't get skill points at all. You only get skill points after fighting a boss or fighting these encounters where they force you to fight dudes in a room, and sometimes it gives you 1 skill point, sometimes it gives you 2 skill points, and the fact that it's going to take you forever to unlock the abilities that you need to, and the reason they do this is because they fluff the game up. Because now there's parts in the game that you can't advance. There are blockades. So you have to unlock the skill point to then get the ability to then move further into the game, to progress further. And I hate that in games. It's like this gatekeeping mechanic, and I hate that kind of stuff. And this game is just such a waste of time. Do not play it. Don't play it. I mean, I understand that there are some people who are defending this game, which I don't understand. When more than 10 years ago, we got the Peter Jackson King Kong video game, I cannot understand why there are people that are defending this game when literally more than a decade ago, we got a game that was so much more advanced than that. And again, graphics are not the issue. I'm not talking about the graphics. I don't care about the graphics. I'm talking about the gameplay itself. The main bones of this game is boring and basic and uninspired. It is bad. And I don't care if it's a Kong game. I don't care if it's a kaiju game. I'm not going to sit here and just buy it and eat it up just because it's another kaiju game. We as kaiju fans need to speak with our wallets and expect better games. We need to have standards that are a little higher. And right now, Gigabash is the only game that comes to mind that actually understands what kaiju fans want. So save your money on this game and save your money for the Ultraman DLC for Gigabash, because that's going to be 10 times, 100 times better than whatever the crap this is. And I'm really worried about the Godzilla Voxel War game that's coming next month, because I want to try that as well. But it's also turning into this thing where it's just, these games just are not good. And they're just a waste of time. So, oh man, that's my rant. That's my rant on Skull Island Rise of Kong. Do not buy this game. It's bad. It is very bad. Again, you can be a defender of it and you can play this game, and if you have fun with it, that's fine. I don't want to take that away from you. More power to you if you enjoy this game. But for me and a lot of other people who expect better games, this is not it. This is not it. So stay away. Stay far away. Go play the Peter Jackson King Kong game. It's way better. And that's it. So I'm canceled the Let's Play. Not going to play it. Not going to touch it. I'm going to move on. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay big, G fans.